I moved to the States in 2008 and I started living in San Francisco working for a big company that was very tech heavy, in an office that had over 250 computers, a TV studio, and like servers and things like that. So it was very tech heavy, and then at that time I didn't know, of course, that this was one of the problems for my health. When I moved there, I started gaining weight very quickly. I was putting on pounds very quickly. Within a few months I gained like 15 kilos, which is almost 30 pounds. I didn't connect the dots. I was living in San Francisco, the tech capital of the world. I didn't know that even though in California you get good sun, you could not produce vitamin D because of this whole non-native EMF exposure that bounces between the ionosphere and the earth and creates effects on the atomic level that make us lose energy and also make changes in our skin that prevent us from making vitamin D from the sun. And of course I wasn't even spending time in the sun at that point because I was afraid of the sun as everybody else. And yeah, I was spending my time in the office, I was spending my time in the gym, all the time under artificial light, blasting blue light into my face and onto my thyroid and everything. So yeah, that was the start of my demise. I was already overweight by that point before I moved, but that was a complete change of environment for me, and after I moved I gained all that weight within a few months. By 2009 a friend of mine who was living in the same building started losing weight, and I inquired with her like what she was doing, and she was on Weight Watchers. If you don't know, it was a program that you kind of count points, but basically it's calories. You are given a certain amount of calories every day that you have to count. So yeah, I did that whole calorie in, calorie out game. I was hungry for 9 months straight. I was literally starving myself. I did lose weight. I lost 15 kilos, about like 25 pounds. Within 9 months. So 9 months of hunger resulted in that weight loss. But then I got married and moved to Spain, and I stopped doing Weight Watchers. I stopped that calorie counting. I stopped being hungry and miserable, and I gained more weight back. When I moved to Spain, I also started working in an office. Although I was living in the sunny country, beautiful country, I wasn't making use of the sun at all. I was still avoiding the sun. I was spending my time in the office, in the gym, home, all the time under blue artificial light. And I was just miserable because I didn't want to go back to being hungry, and at the same time I didn't want to keep putting on weight. So I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. Lo and behold, all I had to do is follow nature's principles, but we get to a point in our journey when we're ready to receive some information or we're not. No wonder I was living under artificial light, under this alien sun that we've created, man-made light that affects our biology on the deepest level. And I didn't know that I was losing energy to the environment, and that's why it was so difficult for me to lose weight. Through some online thing, got a hold of the book Primal Fat Burner, and that was the pivotal moment for me because I started implementing some of the strategies. I went on a ketogenic plan and I started seeing results pretty quickly. Interestingly enough, when I started seeing results and I started applying more nature's principles in my lifestyle, I kind of started going different way from my husband because he wasn't on board with that. That brought me to wanting to spend more time by myself, and I went on long walks. I spent time in the sun. I went on morning walks, on evening walks. I started practicing fasting when I got comfortable with it, when I got my metabolic flexibility in. So it was very comfortable for me. I started enjoying podcasts. I started consuming information about ancestral lifestyle, and I was seeing more and more progress in my weight loss and general well-being. It's kind of funny looking back when I got my hands on that book, Primal Fat Burner. I didn't know that it would take me on a route, like it put into motion these things that would include divorce, me changing my career completely. That's besides changing myself physically and mentally, because let me tell you, weight loss is the biggest growth, biggest personal development journey you can go on. And so I was so mesmerized by like how when I started reconnecting back to nature and following the cyclical processes of nature, I started seeing these amazing results without having to be hungry. And that propulsed me into this enormous impulse to pursue this, to spread the word, to start health coaching and work with people to help them do the same. And that's when in 2018 I got my first health coaching certification in the ancestral realm. And since then I've been helping people to understand why they need to reconnect back to nature to start seeing these results. So what I want to share with you is that if you want to lose weight, you cannot fight nature. You need to reconnect back to nature because you are a biological being. Your body runs on a clock. Every gene in the body, in front of every cell, has a clock to it. And they all connect to our clock in the brain that through the eyes perceives your light environment. And that's how they tell the time of the day. And so all the different light frequencies from the sun are necessary for us to be able to run this machine that we call the human body, because our hormones are supposed to be released at specific times of the day in specific quantities, and they work on time. So when you mess up that mechanism, you mess up your health.